Hi, in Matthew 6 verse 9, as part of the Sermon on the Mount, Christ is teaching his disciples what is commonly referred to as the Lord's Prayer. I'm not sure if that's the best title. It's the prayer that disciples need to pray. You can find the real Lord's Prayer in John chapter 17. Having insight from the Hebrew perspective will help you understand this prayer. Now, at the end, we'll share a new perspective on one of the commandments in the law. You will look at this commandment totally different. My dad would really get bothered by people that would say things like, let's make God's name great. He would say, how can you make God's name great? Well, in Matthew 6 verse 9, Jesus was teaching his disciples how to pray. The first thing he told them to pray is, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Notice how this part ends. Hallowed be thy name. Whose name is this talking about? It's God's name. Now, in the Hebrew culture, even today, the meaning of a person's name is huge. They take this very seriously. They want to live up to that reputation. For instance, I was talking to a young Jewish woman not too long ago by the name of Pelet. I asked her, what does your name mean? She said immediately, as strong as steel. So I asked her, really? Are you that way? She told me, yep, that's me. Now, another friend of mine, Matt Sherman, actually, he taught me how to edit the video. So guys, everyone say, thank you, Matt, in the comments. His name, Matt, means gift of God. He's Jewish too. I asked him if the meaning was important growing up. He said, yes, I knew the meaning of my name when I was younger, and it had a positive impact on me. Scientific surveys have showed that people with stronger names and less unusual names usually fare better in life, in their career also. I thought that was interesting. Now, do you know the meaning of your name? I like to look it up for other people and then share it with them. It means a lot to most people. Share it in the comments also below, your name, and I will look it up for you. Or you can Google it yourself and share the results in the comments. That would be nice. We'd like to have a bunch of names there. So the name relates to one's reputation in the scriptures. When you read verses talking about the name of God, start looking around the verse, and many times around that verse in the scriptures, you'll see what God did in the past. For instance, I was just reading Psalm 113 this week. It says in verse 2, Blessed be the name of the Lord from this time forth and forevermore. Then it follows by several things that God does. Even in a Western society, a name is important, especially in businesses. I used to sell businesses about 17 years ago. When a new owner buys a business, he also buys the name. Just imagine if you had a lot of money and you bought Amazon.com. It would be very important that you could do business as Amazon. That name would be very important. The company would almost be nothing without that name. So going back to Matthew 6 verse 9, it tells us that God's name is hallowed. That means holy. In the Hebrew culture, that conveys distinct, unique, or set apart. Jesus teaches us to pray for God's name, to be distinguished from other deity. It's a powerful reminder that we are ambassadors of Christ. If we consistently exhibit anger and judgment, we project an image of a wrathful, judgmental God. Conversely, if we embody forgiveness, generosity, kindness, love, and warmth, we portray God as a loving, forgiving, caring, and kind Father. Now, that leads us to the last very surprising conclusion. In Exodus 20, verse 7, it tells us, Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. I've always taken this as don't cuss, and it definitely includes that. And you know, it bothers me when I see movies and what have you use God's name lightly. But think about it also in terms of that a believer is an ambassador of Christ. What we do and say directly has an effect on the reputation of God. I've heard many unbelievers claim that they don't believe in Christ because they know believers that are hypocrites or actors. Let's make God's name great in the way we live, or let's live a holy life so that others can see God's reputation. The best way to do that is to share the gospel with people. For more information how you can reach many people with the gospel, watch this video. May God bless you. Bye-bye.